So I'll go ahead and go over this with you. Don't forget to take your turkeys out. There's nothing worse than it's the day before Thanksgiving. I'm headed to the grocery store. I am not against a store-bought dish. And I have a Rubbermaid, and this is where I've been keeping. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kelly, and welcome to my Thanksgiving Prep and Plan with Me series. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the menu. So one of the most important parts of Thanksgiving is the food, of course. I think that's what most people are looking forward to. And so that's one of the first things I start planning for Thanksgiving. I have here all of my list and papers. One of the first lists that I make is my menu. So I'll go ahead and go over this with you. Our menu is a pretty traditional menu. We don't do anything fancy or over the top. These are the things that I grew up having, and we make the same dishes every year pretty much. So this year we're making 2 turkeys. We're going to smoke one outside on the charcoal grill. We did this last year, and my husband does it, and it's delicious. We're also going to be roasting a traditional type turkey in the oven. We'll be doing mashed potatoes and gravy, a sweet potato casserole. My aunt will actually bring this. It's so good. We'll be making a green bean casserole, traditional dressing, a Southwest cornbread dressing, mac and cheese, a cranberry salad that my mom makes, and then we'll have canned cranberry, dinner rolls with butter, of course. We'll have a relish tray. My mom's bringing a separate appetizer. And then we'll have our regular pecan pie, apple pie, pumpkin pie. With that, we'll have whipped cream, Cool Whip, and ice cream available. And then I go ahead and I list out the drinks as well. So we have eggnog, rum chata, wine, soda, bottled water, and coffee. And then we'll have cream and sugar for our coffee. And then I put in here Christmas sweets. We always end up having something just setting out for people to like pick at before we eat. So once I've created my menu, the next thing I do is I go through and I make an ingredient list per dish. So each dish that I'm making, I'll write down the dish. For instance, green bean casserole. So I'll write down green bean casserole. I'll write down that I need green beans, cream of mushroom soup. I'll need the French's fried onions, etc. So I do this for each individual dish that we'll be serving. And this way I make sure I don't miss anything. There's nothing worse than it's the day before Thanksgiving and you finally sit down to start some prep and you're missing something you need. After I make my ingredient list, I go through and I make my shopping list. So my shopping list, same thing with my regular groceries. I break it down into the section of the store. So for instance, produce. And I'll write everything that's on my ingredient list. I'll transfer it over and I'll cross it off as I go. So now I have a full grocery list broken down by section of the store, and I know I have everything that I need. But first, I'm going to check my pantry. So there's a lot of little things that I might already have, like sugar or cornstarch. For instance, this year my poultry seasoning was expired. So I know that I needed to pick that up at the store and a few other things that I just wanted to refresh. Maybe I was running low on it, or maybe it was just haven't used it since last Thanksgiving. I wanted to refresh it. I'll add those items to my list as well as some miscellaneous little things. For this year I needed a magic eraser and some oven cleaner. So I added those into my list. And then what I'll do is I'll go in with a highlighter and I'll highlight the items that I can buy now. Things that can be purchased ahead of time, a week, 2 weeks, whenever they're on sale. I'll just keep an eye on the sales and see what I can find that's on sale, and I'll purchase it then. Thanksgiving can be a big expense, but it doesn't need to all be at once. You can definitely spread it out, shop ahead of time, shop the sales, and that's what we do. My husband and stepdaughter went to the grocery store the other day. I sent them with this list and I said, grab what you can while you're there. So they were able to get a lot of the things on my list checked off, and then I did head to the grocery store earlier this week to grab the rest of the things that can be purchased ahead of time. And I brought you guys along with me, so I'll put that in now. All right, so it is the Thursday before Thanksgiving, and I'm headed to the grocery store. I'm on my lunch break, so this is gonna be a quick trip, hopefully. And I'm just gonna grab the things that we can get ahead of time for Thanksgiving. I've actually already bought a lot of it, but these are just the last few items. More than a few items. These are the last things that I can get. The rest of it I plan on getting either I think the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So just like 2 days ahead of time. The fresh herbs, the dairy products, things like that. The rest of these items are things that need to be bought fresh. So I plan on doing this the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. An example of some of those items, I like to make a fresh herb butter for our turkey. So I'm going to be purchasing sage, thyme, rosemary, garlic, parsley. I'm also going to need onion and celery for the dressing. And then just some of the dairy things, like I'll need some milk and some eggs. We also buy, I am not against a store-bought dish. So a lot of the things that we have at Thanksgiving are store-bought. Our pies, for instance. The last few years, I've just been buying the pies. We purchased them at Sam's Club. They're nice and big, great value. They're delicious and saves me a lot of peace of mind of knowing I don't have to stress over one more thing in the oven. So we're gonna pick those up at Sam's Club. And then I think also while we're there, we're gonna pick up some more K-Cups. You wanna make sure the things that you have on hand all the time, like coffee, that you don't run out while you have guests. So that's pretty much it for my menu planning. It's not too complicated. It's a great way to easily ease into the purchases of Thanksgiving. You don't need to overwhelm yourself by going out and just buying it all at once. Okay, so here off my kitchen, I have a Rubbermaid, and this is where I've been keeping all of our Thanksgiving food. So of course the refrigerated stuff is in the pantry, so of course the refrigerated stuff is in the refrigerator, but everything else that I need for Thanksgiving, pantry staple items, I've just been collecting it all in this Rubbermaid. That way, when it's time to prep, I have everything I need. I'm not digging through the pantry like, wait a minute, where did that go? And also no one else in the house is grabbing certain ingredients that I need and using them for a meal before Thanksgiving. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Leave me a comment down below. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? I think I'm gonna go with green bean casserole. I love the little crispy fried onion bits. It's so good. And I just make mine very old school, canned green beans, canned cream of mushroom. It's nothing special, but it's so good. But I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Popping back on here because as I was editing this video, an alert popped up, a reminder that I had set myself that today's the day I need to take out my turkeys and start thawing them in the refrigerator. And I just looked in the refrigerator. I don't know where I'm going to fit 2 turkeys. So here's your reminder. Don't forget to take your turkeys out and thaw them in enough time. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.